Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason and Elgin.
Yo, Joe! And welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where friends get together to talk about one of our shared loves.
Hot pretzels.
With nacho cheese.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again, because that's all we are, little kids, big kids.
Yep, big kids.
If this is your first time listening to us or watching us live on YouTube every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, first of all, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We know there's a lot of distraction in the world and that could take up your time, so we are glad you're giving us yours, and it's awesome.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're going to learn soon enough, though, we are not toy experts. We're toy enthusiasts, so we're not always going to get all the details right.
That's right. And before we jump into today's episode, we've got something exciting to tell you about. That's our Patreon and YouTube community, The Core. When you enlist in The Core, that's the Cracktastic organization of retro plastic specialists, you unlock a treasure trove of exclusive perks made just for hardcore collectors like you. You get bonus episodes, shoutouts, early access, plus an exclusive chat with us and the other Core members. So don't wait. Enlist in the Core today. Just go to enlistinthecore.com to help support the show.
Sometimes love fades, even when it comes to collecting. In this episode, we're going to get real about the toy lines we've left behind. Yeah. Whether it's because of skyrocketing prices, dwindling interest, or just running out of space, we've all had to say goodbye to some once beloved collections. Join us as we dive into our personal stories and of collector heartbreak and share why certain toys just didn't make the cut. Tune in and find out which toy lines we've abandoned and why it might just be for the best. Excited about this episode. Elgin, he's like, I got a nugget. Let's make it an episode somehow.
Let's dive into our feelings.
Oh,
and
yes.
Get real.
I like it. And then later in the show, Elgin's going to take us on a tour of a toy store.
Yep.
Can't wait for that. And you can follow us on all the social media platforms, including Patreon. And those links can all be found at our website, cracktasticplastic.com. And while you're surfing the interwebs, be sure to stop by our sponsor, toyhacks.com, for all your repro label needs. They also have an armory where you can get some toy-accurate 3D printed weaponry and tons of amazing sticker sets for your toys. We also have a monthly contest that Elgin's going to tell you all about.
That's right. Every month, we give away a $5 coupon to Toy Hacks, but you have to comment on whatever picture we put up on our social media pages. Just comment something funny. We'll kind of lead you to what to say, or
it'll be obvious.
We'll lead you on what to do, but you have to comment, and then we have to pick you, and then we have to send you the coupon. But it's for $5 to Toy Hacks, which you can spend at your leisure for whatever you need there. Dioramas, weapons, all the good stuff at toyhacks.com.
Thank you, Elgin. Well, it's that time of the show. It's one of my favorites. We're going to talk about what toys we've picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right, Elgin, why don't you show us what you've picked up lately?
That dang cobra
Oh,
taking all the
get 'em.
stuff. Yeah. So I've had these for a little while. I kind of showed them after hours on one of the episodes, but of course, none of you got to see that. It was just for our special guests. But there's some of the WWE superstars figures. First one being Cactus Jack,
Oh man.
good old Mick Foley in his other form. He's even got his little finger guns. Bang bang, bang bang.
Ah,
I was just watching a match with him, and who was he going against? Someone where they had like a bunch of tags and stuff. It wasn't Randy Orton, but it was Edge,
mm,
the WrestleMania match, and he came out. And yeah, they had like Lita was there with Edge, of course, and there was a fiery table that he went through.
oh,
Edge speared him through the fiery table. Yeah,
his hair
it
caught
was-
on fire. Oh no.
Yeah, well, a little bit. He was a little burned, but he was all bloody and everything too. But yeah, it was
He's
a
the
good.
best.
It was a good match. But yeah, so he has his ring gear, he has his soft goods ring gear and stuff that he had. The very Western flair to it, I guess.
Weird.
But he does have. You take this off. Let me get it off here. It's velcroed to the back. He does have, of course, his classic ring gear with the wanted poster.
Yeah.
Of that, and even Cactus Jack in there. Some boots,
Oh,
like
snake skin.
fake snakeskin boots. But yeah, classic T-shirt,
Oh yeah.
sleeveless shirt. He even has he's even missing teeth.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great touch. But yeah, Cactus Jack with the finger guns.
Bang bang. It's so cool.
Yeah. And then we got these other two that kind of go together, but it's the Hart Foundation tag team, of
Yay.
course. Bret the Hitman Hart, first off,
Oh man.
with his shades. I kind of wish they had the other shades, but I think that was more when he was solo,
Yeah.
like the big
Yep.
pink
Visor.
Yeah, the
Yep.
visor ones.
Yep.
This is probably earlier, more
Tag-
accurate. You
Yeah.
know, but he does have a leather jacket, a soft goods leather jacket. Hitman on the back.
Hot pink everywhere.
Hot pink everywhere.
He's a man.
Best there was, best there is, best there ever will be. Yeah, then it's hard to take off his jacket. I'll just kind of, he does have his little kind of tank top that he had over top of it as well. Nothing too.
Yep.
Hitman there on the back. But yeah, and they kind of use the same jacket for his tag team partner. That, of course, being Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Oh.
And there he is, even with his giant goatee.
Goatee.
as well.
So great.
They both came with glasses as well. You can take those off. But yeah, giant goatee.
What a tank of a guy.
Yeah, and they even made him a little bigger. The
more
the
gut.
torso, yeah, a little thick boy.
Yep. Same jacket.
Even the anvils on his legs, and then the guy the singlet. They even gave him some chest hair too.
Yeah. He's a furry guy.
He was pretty furry. Of course, father of Natalia, who's still wrestling now.
Oh.
Natty. I don't know if she's wrestling as much. She might be more of a part timer now, but she runs a school, the kind of the training school that the Hearts ran back in the day as well.
What a great set.
Yeah, but to have both of them, I mean, in one wave too, not to
Spread it
they're
out.
they're like, oh, we'll do one wave on this and then and you gotta wait, but to have them both, together,
That's so great.
is pretty awesome. Just this very classic tag team, like just the golden age of tag team wrestling and stuff. But yeah, pretty awesome. Heart Foundation. So I just need so I technically have a British Bulldog. I have Davy Boy. So he was also part of the Heart Foundation originally. So they just need the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they haven't done Anyway, the last thing I have here is I started a new series on Saturdays called Street Shark Saturday.
What?
Yeah, I got some for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I only got like 2 of them. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna wait until I get more so I can just do them all like in a series.
Yep.
And then they put out some more, so I was like, okay, well, that kind of makes more sense. They waited, but I don't know how much more they're doing.
Right.
But I couldn't get the original Ripster. That one's like sold out. So I got the next best thing, which is of course the Mattel Creations exclusive Ripster.
Oh.
And he comes with it's leather jacket day, I guess, here in the basement.
Yeah, it is.
They gave him glasses too. Like they gave him some glasses, some giant
Cool.
glasses. They gave him a pool cue because it's from the episode where he goes undercover. That's like a blast effect on the pool cue. He's like on the streets, like and they gave him like he's wearing boots and like
Flared out,
yeah. But his skin is like it's like actual rubbery skin.
It's shark skin. They got
yeah, shark skin and stuff. Like he can move it around. Like he can move his
That's
nose
neat.
and stuff.
Yep.
And then he has an action feature of his jaw biting.
It's totally jawsome.
It is jawsome. But yeah, Mattel Creations exclusive. They were running a sale. I got picked up a bunch of them because they were doing like a 20% sale, and then I got an extra 5% off because I'm a member as well. So I got 25% off of all these figures. I bought like 4 of them.
Heck yeah.
that I needed. So I got the Ripster, and then like from the next wave.
Stay tuned. You'll see the rest.
Stay tuned. Each Saturday there'll be a new figure out coming out on our YouTube channel. Playlist Street Shark Saturday.
He's so great.
But this is basically from an episode, like episode 3, I think, where he goes undercover in a pool hall. This is his undercover, by the way. Like he's a shark with sunglasses.
Oh, who? And where?
He's like,
who is he?
Oh, it's just a pool shark.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's so done. It's like when Casey Jones went to interview with Shredder and he had a suit on and his hockey mask. Yeah. And he got the job. It's like you don't think that's Casey Jones?
Just Tiffany says, can't even tell who he is now.
I know. It's like I think that's just a regular guy. But the blast effect does come off if you want it off, so you can just have a regular pool cue, I guess.
I don't remember the original line having a ton of figures.
Yeah, there. I don't. I mean, so there's 4 brothers, and then there's the bad guy, the main bad guy, Dr. Piranha Noid, I think.
Yeah.
And then there's like his like lackeys. They made one of them. And from the back artwork, there's like another one, but they haven't made it. It's like a crab guy. So maybe they'll make that series 3, but they've only made 2 waves so far. It was for the 30th anniversary, which was last year as well. So 94 is when that would have came out.
Yeah, sadly I missed all of it.
So did I.
I missed it all. I feel bad. I always thought the toys were cool as I've seen them later in life.
Yeah, especially these are really cool. Like,
yeah,
when they first came out, I was like, Hammond and Han. So I put some on my wish list, and once I got them, I'm like, well, now I have to complete them. You know how it is.
Yes.
But for me, it's like I should love these, which I do love them.
Yes.
Like now, like I have them now, like I love them. But like in retrospect, you know, with what I liked of big muscly men, I should like these.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that you got them, I was like, phew, now I don't have to.
Yeah. Now I don't have to
play with yours.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, 25% off on each of the figures, and then even with the Mattel Creations exclusive, 25% off as well, that's Elgenomics right there.
That's right.
At its finest.
So
taking
badass.
A bite out of the prices.
Oh.
All right, that's all I got.
Okay. Well, I got some things too. I'll have my lovely assistant help me here. Earthspark, cool toy series. There's a one step changers. I love one step changers.
Yeah.
I did an
Didn't see.
unboxing for this guy, as I have most of these. Well, half of
Right.
these. And it's Terran Twitch, this little motorcycle dude. I didn't even know that
Okay.
he was going to be a one-step changer, and bloop, now he's a motorcycle. Pretty
Sweet.
cool.
Oh, just like that. It's like a magic trick almost.
Yeah, just went out of focus. Now he's a motorcycle. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just
Terran?
goof. Terran is the race of the Transformers. The Transformers that are born on Earth.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yep. Great. It's a great series. It's on Prime, or no, it's on Paramount Plus.
Paramount, yes.
It's really smart and great. Ethan would love it. So I was,
for some reason he's not into Transformers. I keep trying to be like, hey, do you want to watch this with me? Because I kind of want to watch stuff with him, you know?
Sure.
As you do, and I don't really like to. I'm like, okay, whatever.
All right, I'm getting him something for Christmas. I'm tired of goofing around. But I was goofing around on Amazon the other day, and
yeah, I know.
I was looking. Yeah, I can't even remember what I was looking for, and then this popped into my feed. No intention of having it, but it's like, that seems cheap. And so it's a Funko Pop. So I went to the Funko store, and I'm like, oh, they want $25 for this toy that's on Amazon for $9.99. I was like, Elgenomics, we subscribe. And it's something I love, and I didn't know. I've seen it in the Bitty Pops where they have, the little pop that goes inside Voltron, but this is the full Voltron.
Oh.
Just by himself. The kind of oversized, not quite the 10-inch, but
8-inch
maybe, but he's a big, bulky. It's heavy, but full Voltron.
Some say never go full Voltron, but I say do it.
Yeah, you got to do it. You just got to do it sometimes. But yeah, to get them at that kind of a sale, I could not pass it up.
$10 for that. That's worth it. For sure.
Oh yeah, it's a big combining robot. So I love it. I finally had to ship pile of loot the other day.
Yeah, I need to.
How it goes. Yeah. Mostly because I had time left, but the things that were coming up next were like months away. So I'm like, well, I'll just do it. I'm just
gonna wait until like when it says
when
I get that 3-day email. That reminds me.
I don't even care.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for this, even though this toy line is coming out so slowly, but as long as it keeps coming out, it's great. I just unboxed the first one from the Toxic Crusaders the other day. This is the Trick or Treat Studios. But here's Dr. Killamoff.
Hey.
And you can find him in Walmart's right now
he's still there.
In the section with the movies and stuff.
Yep.
I think he's 25 there, but he's like 20 on Big Bad.
Yeah,
so
25.
Really, I'm just going to wait and hope the Walmart goes on clearance so I can get one to open maybe. But I forgot as soon as it came in, I went and hung them up next to Toxie. And then I'm like, so it's been a while. I about forgot.
Do they have Toxie there on Big Bad as well?
I believe he's sold out now.
Dang it.
Yep.
I have to find it eBay or something.
Oh, yeah. I think he's still secondary market going not crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Comes with his little bucket of slime, big glow-in-the-darky gun type stuff. Is too many hands. Great artwork. The fact that it comes in a half of a toxic bin like that, barrel, so cool.
Yeah.
Cool artwork.
Yeah, a lot of thought into that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Some artwork, some storytelling, some cross-sell, some bio. It's got everything.
Yep.
It's a toy from Troma. It's so cool. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
And
all their stuff is kid friendly.
It sure is. All of it. Don't Google that.
Yeah.
Because I inadvertently collect Rescue Bot stuff. Tiffany was out and about at a stuff in Iowa City, Coralville.
Yep.
And she found one that I didn't have. It was this little bumblebee guy. He's called Energized Bumblebee from Rescue Bots. Look how he's got that clear front end.
That's cool.
Everybody knows this, but you just got to pull him and he transforms like that. I didn't just learn that before the episode. But just it's Bumblebee.
Yeah,
He's got
there
clear
he is.
parts, so that's cool, right?
I mean, I like clear plastic,
hmm Back.
translucent plastic.
But he goes in with the big bucket of kid toys for when kids come over.
Ah, I see.
Speaking of Bumblebee, the studio series Transformers 1 Bumblebee finally came out. So much later. Did an unboxing of him a while ago. Check out our unboxing playlist.
Yeah.
Really great. He's actually a little smaller than the mainline one, but
Hmm.
better paint, a lot better paint apps, cooler transformation. It's better. The
Yeah.
quality of plastic's a little better. He's got 2 knife hands, so you can do the whole line from the movie all you want.
Yep.
And he's got a gun there that when he's got knife hands, we didn't know. Tiff just stuck it on there. So, but pretty cool little dude. And if it, gets the fam to quote the movie, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I do like the other head, though.
Oh yeah, you liked the other head.
I like the bot, like everything except the head sculpt, like is great. But just for some reason, that other head, maybe because it had more, I don't know, it was like elongated out or something. It just,
It was shaped a little different.
yeah, it had more, I don't know, color in like the cheeks or something. I don't know. It was weird, but it just looked better.
That's okay.
To me, anyway.
Yeah.
So if you just swap them,
I'll swap them. It's fine.
Perfect.
And then lastly today, I was excited about it. I didn't think I would be, but they redid an Armada figure, which is the toy line when I was coming back into collecting that I kind of got all of big, giant, bulky ass toys with lots of action features and things. So, all the new ones are a little smaller and they took all the action features away, but it's still a great toy. They kind of improved on his proportions. I like this blue better. It's really cool. It's Red Alert from Armada. And I did a little unboxing with him too and a comparison with the original. So if you want to see side by side with Red Alert.
Yeah. Did they do a Walgreens one of that?
Well, no. Oh. It was in a different line. It was in War for Cybertron. They had a Red Alert that was there. Gotcha. I believe. But yeah, medical type stuff would always come out in Walgreens. Yeah. And it is kind of weird that this didn't, but this is from the new Age of the Primes line. Pretty dang cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe their deal with Walgreens finally ran up and they had to stop doing it.
They wised up.
Maybe, yeah. Well, Elgin, let's get on with the topic here. Yeah. You have abandonment issues. We all do. Nice, fun title of the episode. But this came to you because of one specific thing you remembered. But if you want to talk about that, let me get you a big.
Sure.
There you go.
You don't have to get me huge, but I was just thinking back, topics, a little behind the scenes stuff. It was, we try to pick topics ahead of time, and so we can think about stuff. And one of my, looking through the topics, it was one that was like, we stopped, but then came back. But I don't really think of anything. I couldn't really think of anything like that. But just stopping collecting stuff, we never really talked about because, we're still collecting,
Yeah, right.
And the idea of like stopping something seems, I guess, maybe kind of foreign. It might be to a lot of people too, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's very common. But for me, looking back to my youth and tracking what I not really collecting, just played with more so, and like got for presents, because I don't think as a kid we're like have the concept of we're collecting this for our in a collection of things. But it went from like the generic ones of like Motu and then Ninja Turtles, but really around after Ninja Turtles I went into like baseball cards because I was getting into sports and I was getting older, and so around the 90s, early 90s to mid 90s, it was really into baseball. I would go to games out in Kansas City with my uncle. He would take me every year. We'd go see a game in the summer, and it was something I'd always look forward to, and was starting to collect baseball cards. At that time, baseball cards were hot in the streets. At that time, that was like the
Oh
peak
yeah.
almost of collecting. Late 80s, early 90s, Ken Griffey Jr. baseball cards were hot in 89, and Upper Deck was coming out. That was a brand new card company other than the big Tops and
Mm-hmm.
Fleer and Don Ross and all those other rest of them. But yeah, they had these new card companies coming out, and there's new stuff, but it kind of just it was peaking almost at one.
Yeah.
Probably by the bubble probably burst in the 2000s.
I remember
But
it.
by that time I was already out of it. But I just remember baseball cards were that was all I collected. I would go to the store, I would buy packs and
It felt
search
like
the.
collecting. You
It
were
did, because I had a price guide. I
yeah.
had
binder.
Beckett's. I had a binder.
Yeah.
I had Beckett's price guide that I
Yep.
would buy different versions when they updated it, so I could track what
Oh yeah.
the price
Stuff
was, because
for it.
the internet wasn't a thing at that time. So I had to get a book, basically, or a magazine thing, flip through it, scroll down. What is this price for this? What's this price? What's it at now? Yeah, and I had a binder that I would keep stuff in, much like Pokemon cards now and stuff, but it was
Yeah.
similar to that. And I would trade them with friends, and I'd get, what I wanted, and hey, I'll trade you this many for this many. And, there's card trading, and there was collecting. It was collecting, really, and it kind of died out when I started playing guitar. And then I
Yeah.
never really, at 17, when I started learning guitar, and then I just kind of never looked back, and I really haven't. A lot of the toys that we're talking about now, Master Universe, Teenage Mutant Turtles, I've come back to them now,
Yeah.
and collected in a force,
Yep. Yep.
with force. And it's with baseball cards, I haven't really bought a pack
Even considered.
to even I have a bunch of them still in storage. They're somewhere in a box, probably molding, because they're just cardboard. But it's something that I was thinking about. I'm a lot of the other toys from my youth I've come back to.
Yeah.
And this I just haven't, and I don't really have any
Desire to.
desire really to get back into it and buy a pack of cards. I still like watching baseball. I still
Sure.
like all that stuff, but I just don't have that connection anymore. It seems of buying cards to
Yeah. I
maybe
think
have
the
any worth or something.
the starting lineup Sunday helps keep you involved and
a little
talking
bit,
about the
yeah.
past, and maybe
Yeah.
satisfies a little of that for toy wise. But
Yeah, and a few years ago, at one of the Halloween Paloozas, friend Larry Watanabe, at the end of the show, he was like, "Hey, I got a bunch of these baseball card packs. Do you want them?" Because he was just giving them away to people, when he
Sure.
was at his booth. And I was like, "Yeah, at the end of the show, whatever you don't want, I'll take. Just to open, not do a video." So I did a
Mhm.
video of it, and you would think that would have triggered
Restart.
to restart. It didn't. I literally, I opened them. I have them here. These are all the ones. They were 90 Donruss cards.
Yeah.
But I opened them all up. I talked about it with Ethan, and I was like, "Oh, he's famous." There was a Kirk Gibson. It's
Sure.
which was, I mean, kind of famous, I guess. It was a all-star Julio Franco who played
Then
forever.
you really knew though that you
It was
weren't getting to get back
Mark
into
Mark
it.
McGuire from 90 when he was
On
with
the
the
A's.
A's.
Yep.
But I was just yeah, I know all these guys. I still know them all, but it didn't I'm I don't care. They're still just baseball cards.
Yeah.
To me, it's there wasn't anything that was hey, I should get a bunch of binders now and fill them up and
Sure.
all that stuff. But it just never it never clicked again. The trigger wasn't there. It was gone. So it's kind of sad, I guess, in a way, but kind of relieved also.
The relief makes a lot of sense. You're like, I got enough stuff on the plate. I gotta.
Yeah.
It might even seem daunting to like, where do I even start nowadays?
That too, yeah. It was just like it just didn't grab me like it used to, I guess. It's just a different time maybe, and
that's okay.
And I love that period of time. Like I remember it fondly.
I'm so grateful that you had that moment in time, because it felt like it built in you a little collector brain as a kid. Or at least,
it moved. Once I passed baseball cards, it moved into music and music gear. So then I was like collecting music gear. It seemed like, I still am really, but it kind of morphed into that really. But yeah, it just never. The trigger was just. It never. It was nice to like look through them, and they were free. So it's like it doesn't cost me anything to like splurge back into it.
Well,
but it just it's like it's cool. I haven't done anything with them. Like I literally had them in a plastic bag in my Thrill of the Hunt for like 2 years or more now, or 3. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know what to do with them. It's like I don't want to throw them away because it's like
it's a gift.
That seems like a jerk thing to do.
Right.
But I don't have any. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this stuff? And maybe that's the problem. Like I don't do with it other than like stick it in your bicycle wheels when you're out and about. Yeah, it was like I said, it was a part of my past, like age 12, 13, 14, 15, around that time.
Bring them to the shows with us and put them on the merch table and just like at least get people talking or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
weird. Yeah, what do you even do now?
Yeah, I it's which I'm kind of relieved that not another thing.
It really is closed.
Yeah, that the door is closed. But like you were saying, believe that I don't have to spend money on it. I was just at a Target after we went to visit a friend in the hospital, and I was looking through stuff. I was looking at stuff, and Val Kilmer, of course, recently passed away, and they had because it's the 30th anniversary of Batman Forever this year. They had a little Batmobile with a Val Kilmer Batman set for like $20 for the vehicle, and it's kind of like the little 4-inch, almost like the Spin Master style. And I almost bought it but then I'm like, am I buying this because he passed?
Right.
Or do I really want this? Or do I even want this? I'm like, I had to tell myself, I'm like, I gotta focus. I gotta focus on what matters.
Yes.
Motu.
Because I can't even get everything that I want that matters.
Right.
So
I know.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm just like, I gotta focus, and I didn't buy it, and but yeah, I was just like, I gotta. Do I even want it? Like, am I buying it just to do a video and then like put it on the shelf? Because that's what it would end up being. And so yeah, it was a lot of that thought was going through as I was walking around the store. But yeah,
it's kind of where a good segue for me. I don't have as deep rooted of one as you do, but it's definitely one that I know that I had as a child. Spooty and I had them forever to go with Transformers. I'm going to talk about GoBots. And like, obviously there's similarities and stuff, and I had some, but I feel like soon as we started this podcast, 1,000,000% of my toy focus went to Transformers. Everything else I totally abandoned, for real.
No,
and
definitely.
One of those was GoBots, and I just every single GoBot I did have or accumulated over the years, I just put in a bag and I said, "Here you go, Spooty," because he was kind of actively sort of collecting GoBots. So I was just like, "Here I'm focusing so hard that you can have those. I don't even want them." And it was a sweet relief to have that box. Just I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Right.
And then that kind of rolled into everything else I had been collecting for the podcast. Really did, like, everybody knows I'm a Funko Pops guy, and horror movie memorabilia and
Mhm.
figures and toys. And again, the day that this podcast started, it all went away. It was like, I mean, this is like year 5 of the podcast now. I'd say the first 4 years, it felt like I I just stopped all Funko Pops. I don't
Yeah.
hardly get any horror movie figures anymore. Only, and I'd say in the last year, it feels like one every here and there, maybe. Like, or I'll get
Yeah.
them as gifts. I'll be like, yes, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I still like all that stuff. I just
Right.
I'm focusing so hard on Transformers that
Yeah.
all
I
went away.
remember when we went on tour. What was one of the early tours?
It was one of the first ones.
I think it's probably one of the, yeah.
The
We, like, every toy store we went to, because we would go to toy stores after the show, before shows and stuff, and Jason he'd have his Funko tracker, which I have as well, because it's great. It's, you can track the
so
app,
handy.
you can put it in your collection and scan stuff and everything. But he was using it was like new at the time. It felt like it
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I'm just scanning this thing, and then we ended up buying like totes,
We had to
like
get
under
more
the seat
totes.
totes to
Uh-huh.
store of it, because we had them in boxes. But yeah, we had those like full of like Funko, and it was like you were going like hog wild on those at that time. It was like it was
Well,
impressive, like how many you were getting, and it was just like, but yeah, it was like so much that we had to like get storage just to store them within the van.
it's
and
one of the
everything.
things about Pops. They're cheap. There's an entry
At
point
that
is real
time, they
low.
were. They seem to have gone up. Feels like.
Yes. They do, as
But
things do.
yeah, but yeah, at that time it was. Yeah, it was. This was when pre-podcast.
Yep. I remember that.
And yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a
Went kind of pop crazy in those
Funko
early
tour.
days.
Yeah, especially that tour. It was a Funko all the time, which great. I mean, that's
Love it.
nothing against you for that, but it's like, yeah, it was impressive to like the amount of and you were getting deals on them too, and it was crazy. It was just like,
Yeah.
like they were like bundling stuff together, and yeah, but yeah, like you say, I think I got some more on gifts. I did pick up some when they're on sale, Funkos, but yeah, they just don't make a lot of Motu stuff is also
For
the
you,
problem.
yeah. Mhm.
They only have a set number of characters, and a lot of them have already come out because
Yep.
because I'm late in the game of Funko, and yeah, most of them have already been out for like 5-6 years. It's like, and they're like
Yep.
extremely expensive, like 3-digit
Yeah.
prices on stuff, which is sick.
And I know I just showed off a Funko I bought today, but it's just a one-off thing.
Yeah.
Or Transformers Funkos. Those are because it's Transformers. It's
right, the same. Yeah,
I'm still getting those, but yeah, I just really drifted off on those.
Yeah,
I know there's one. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, another one I was thinking of was like Lego sets, like actual Lego. I'm not talking like Mega Constructs, but like actual Lego sets. I can't remember the last time I don't think I've ever bought one. Like I would
And
get
we
them
know
as
you
gifts.
had them as a kid.
I had a bunch as a kid, like a lot as a kid, and there's a lot of them are still at my parents' house, like the original boxes and stuff. And it's just, I would get them, for Christmas and birthday and stuff, but I never bought one. So that was like never a part of, like, I would collect them, I guess.
Yeah.
My brother and I would have our certain lines, because he would do space Legos, and then I would do like medieval, like the castle sets and like the Sherwood Forest type sets and stuff like that. So I would do that, and then my brother Core would do the other. So so we had our own, like, so we wouldn't like fight over them. That was kind of the reasoning. But after a certain age, we didn't get more of them, and and I never bought them going forward. Like, I don't go now down the Lego aisle and like, oh, I should, because they're so expensive. Also,
so expensive.
even when they're on clearance, they're still
Oh.
expensive. But yeah, I don't collect those. I mean, I have a bunch of them, but I don't actively collect them. So
Yeah.
at a certain point, I have abandoned them because I don't build them really, or I don't. The closest I would be Mega Constructs, but that's all only because it's Motu related.
Yeah.
So there's that.
One that I know that you and many of us can relate to. It's not toys necessarily, but physical media.
Yeah.
DVDs, Blu-rays, CDs, our music
CDs,
collections. I know I had I was pushing 2,000 Blu-ray and DVDs when I did a recent move a while back in the middle of this podcast.
Yep.
And I was just like, I can't. Well, it's not that I just stream so much, and like that focused me out of everything else so hard.
It did.
I was just like,
it was hyper focused. Like,
yeah.
crazy.
And I was like, Insane Mike, who I know. Well, you just think about, well, when's the last time I went to the shelf, opened up a DVD, and put it in a player, and grabbed that remote and switched the TV to that player, and it had been years. I'd still had been collecting DVDs and Blu-rays.
Sure.
And I'm just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm not enjoying this. I'm not getting my money's worth out of it. The collector in me, was getting like the movies I loved with the good features. I got friends now that are doing special features on things, or I get to help with some movie. But I'm like, but Insane Mike, the movie guy, I was just like, I know he's gonna love these in a way that I can't anymore, or don't appreciate them. And I was just like, I love you. They're all yours now. It's your problem. And I haven't been able to do that with CDs just because of music. Like years ago, I ripped them all to a hard drive, and I have a digital version of every CD I've ever owned. But I still have boxes of plastic CD cases in Mike's basement right now, just taking up a corner of his basement. It's hard to get rid of those for the music side of it. But.
Yeah, I can't get rid of CD. Like, at one point when there was like a Hastings store, which, if for those who don't know, was like a music rental, like a DVD VHS rental place / CD / games. You could rent games. They had magazines and books and stuff like that. They're all pretty much closed now, I think, due to like people stealing from them, which I'd had friends that did that.
Yeah.
Especially the CDs. But they would buy used CDs. So I would like buy stuff and then like sell it back and then buy more stuff, and like when I would like get tired of it or something like that. And get so
you did the whole thing.
Yeah, there was because they would do it, and I remember at one point, like, I sold a bunch, but I've bought them back, or got them back. So it's like dumb.
I know.
But yeah, I have a bunch still. I still have a bunch of Blu-ray and DVDs. I mean, the only time I watch them really is my birthday.
Because of what you have to watch every year.
Yeah, I'll get out my Blu-ray version of Master Universe 87. I'll watch that, and then the next day or same day I'll watch Boondock Saints. I have that the special edition on DVD, or I'll watch the second one, which I also have on DVD. If I'm feeling frisky, I want to watch both of them at once. And then Christmas time I'll watch some Christmas DVDs. Usually, like with the family, we'll watch, if the first snow, we'll watch Frosty the Snowman. It's just a tradition.
Yeah.
So we get that DVD out, and then I usually, for myself, I watch the Claymation Christmas, which I have on a set. But yeah, and then I'll watch some other stuff. But yeah, it's really the only time is my birthday and St. Patrick's Day, and then Christmas time. I don't really watch. We have a bunch of them. I don't really watch them any other time.
Streaming is really. I mean, I remember now. I did save a good box full, maybe of sentimental movies that I can't this disc. I can't get rid of it, or I gotta save that. But
Yeah, right now Lily, my daughter, is like into like getting DVDs and
Hmm.
because she's doing movies and stuff too, and
Yeah.
and filming and um like independent film stuff, and so it's like she's still big into movies and watching movies and all this movie and stuff, and like getting VHS and like getting that type of stuff, and it's like great and more power to you.
But I know a lot of us older
yes.
folks are definitely feel that. We're definitely getting rid of. We got
Which I
just
still like. If I could find a Masters Universe VHS, I'd buy it for sure.
Oh, sure, the collector party, yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's connected.
Or
Tiffany
like old.
says,
Yeah,
"I got multiple binders packed full of CDs."
me too.
She says, "I still got a couple boxes of DVDs. They still haven't been unpacked from her last move." Yeah, it's hard to the physical media as an adult.
Yeah, I mean, even uh, if I would find old VHS of like Turtle episode Ninja Turtles, the 80,
Oh yeah.
88 series, 89 series, I'd buy that, in a heartbeat if I found them. Which I have one of. I have one of them at Goodwill. But yeah, if I see them, I'll probably buy them because they're cool. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
like
I mean, I still have Blu-rays and DVDs of Transformer stuff. I have a little section for sure, but
yeah, that's
yeah,
probably be the
normal
only thing I
stuff.
would buy. Only really for its collector value, I guess, to me, or sentimental value, really, because I used to watch the show all the time. The last thing I have is that really comes to mind is micro machines.
Oh yeah.
I know we talked about one of the micro episode, whatever it was. This is a tiny episode. What was it called?
Mini figs.
Mini
I
figs.
don't
Yeah. And I mean, I remember going out and buying them like with allowance of money and stuff like that, and when they had brand new ones out, and because they were cheap at the time, and getting sets and stuff, but that really phased out fairly quickly. Like as soon as they were off the shelf, I think the popularity of them. As soon as the popularity of them left, I think I was out of it.
Yeah.
Which feels kind of like a trend now that I think of it. It was like when the popularity wanes, I kind of abandon it. Maybe it's my own issue, my own problem with it. So
we also have Obi-Wan Chigonis. Chigonis says, last Funko and Lego I purchased were both Voltron. I'd buy more Lego if it caught my attention. Yeah, I was thinking too, like, I can imagine a lot of people, I think a lot of it happens with the age transition.
Yeah.
As we move to high school into college.
Yes, for sure.
Because, there's people who have Barbies. I mean, we know your daughter kept going because she's awesome. Yeah. But most girls, you imagine they grow out of Barbies or Cabbage Patch Dolls or Beanie Babies, fads, things that were fads, like you said, that popularity-wise. Beanie Babies, everybody had them, but
and then gone.
When it died off, they don't do that anymore. Furbies or Trolls or,
Yeah, Trolls for sure.
When we move from childhood to adulthood, that's definitely a reason that things get abandoned.
Yeah.
We change our priorities.
Into adolescence and focuses on different things.
I thought space was another issue for people to move on and leave things behind. And our financial limitations, definitely, as we they just keep getting more expensive.
I know.
And it's
stinks.
But yeah. A lot of reasons too. And I think it's okay. If it's a choice, I guess I won't feel too bad.
Yeah.
It's more toys for me. What? No, I didn't say that. But
and maybe now I can just focus on the things I really love of collecting and Motu and turtles and street sharks.
Part of me is like collecting in a way that learning a skill. The jack of all trades or the master of none, right?
Sure.
And like, I don't know, or maybe it's just us rationalizing too that
could be.
If we hyper focus, if we really focus on the things that bring us the most joy, we're reaping as much happiness out of this hobby as we can.
Yeah.
Versus driving ourselves crazy trying to keep up with baseball cards and
Yeah.
micro things that still don't pull us like it used to.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun looking at them
Oh yeah.
and looking and thinking back and looking at 'em, especially micro machines. Like, oh yeah, but it didn't trigger anything. That
You
the
dumped
first,
out your box the other day. You're like, okay.
yeah. I had to put them all back, and that was
Oh.
kind of. I was like,
Oh,
it was a chore almost
yeah.
to like put them. I didn't have anywhere to put them. That's the problem too. And
You don't have
like you said
the
space. Yeah, space.
You don't have the sparkle in your eye like when you see them move
Yeah,
two
it was
fingers.
like I
So,
said. Yeah, it didn't grab me or like wrestling stuff or, it's like it. Yeah, I didn't have that instant grab that I do when I see like you said, like Motu or turtles or wrestlers or something that's I collect and is on sale or something like where I get a good deal on the art of the deal and all that.
yeah.
And it's just it's nice to like remember them, these abandoned toys and stuff, but I'm glad I think I'm glad I'm not collecting them.
Yeah.
I think I have to be.
Have to be not feeling bad about it.
Yeah, not feeling bad that I've abandoned them, but
You had your time. You'll always have
Yeah.
that time. That's
And-
memories you'll have
yeah.
forever.
there's still a part of me. There's still, a part of who I was at that time and what I did and had fun with friends, trading cards and all that stuff and opening. I mean, I remember it was literally it was like a thrill of the hunt. Every time you opened a pack of cards, he was like, "What
Oh,
are you gonna
yeah.
get? Are you gonna get a special card or hologram or some?"
And people are loving it today. I mean,
Yeah.
cracking cards is definitely still popular.
I see a
It's
lot
not
on
like it's a
stuff. Yeah,
thing that died off. It's
yeah,
as popular,
it's-
if not more than ever.
yeah. I see a lot of people,
And I'm
even like
happy for
wrestling
them.
cards too. There's a bunch of like, which is weird.
Crazy.
That's even like
Crazy.
even more foreign to me. Feels like like
Right.
that and like Pokemon stuff. It's like that's a whole another world of collecting to me anyway. But for those who enjoy it, great. It just it just seems so foreign to me.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like I said, yeah, it's a part of me that I'll never forget, and the time that I will never forget. But I don't see myself collecting them like
Sure.
in
It
the future.
might
or
just
like
been
that.
for the best after all.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's
Oh,
the moral of the story.
maybe so. Well, all right, let's take a quick little break. We're going to tell you about our podcast network that we belong to. We were so happy they signed us right away. We
I
barely
know.
even put out an episode. They're like, we got to scoop you guys up.
They
gonna be
saw future in the
They
future
knew
of us.
this podcast was going to take off. And so they're called the PFPN, the Prescribed Films Podcast Network. They're a network full of tons of amazing, awesome, super cool podcasts, all sharing the same website, thepfpn.com. Cool place to be. And this nice lady is going to tell you all about it. That's the wrong thing, but this person will tell you about it.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, we are back. And now it's time for Elgin to take us on a store tour.
All right, today's store is called Collectible Kingdom. It's at 15 East Main Street in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. It's about 15 hours and 20 minutes from Ottumwa, so quite the haul over there. But if you're in the area, it's only about an hour and 18 minutes north of Philadelphia. So if you're in the Philadelphia area, it's on the eastern part of Pennsylvania, not too far from Philly.
Says they just moved locations.
Oh, they just moved again?
Yes, they are moving.
Oh, they're moving. So maybe that's not as accurate as
And I couldn't
saw
find the new address.
But go to their website and
Yes.
see what the update of the place. It has a bunch of Transformers there and Barbie, of course, Motu, Star Wars, and much more. There was a lot of Transformers from the pictures I was
There
looking
is,
at.
yeah.
I kept scrolling. I was like, Transformers.
Yeah.
I was like, is there anything else?
Come on.
But yeah, a bunch of stuff there. It looks like a pretty nice, clean, large store. So check it out. But it looks like they are moving. So check out their social media pages to be sure where exactly they are now. But I'm sure it's still within the Pennsylvania area, near Kutztown, Pennsylvania. But did you know that in a small park is the home to an original sculpture called Untitled Figure Balancing on Dog by native son and legendary artist and activist Keith Haring, who rose to fame in the 80s for his bold, colorful, and innovative street art, or within the graffiti subculture. And he was close friends with Jean-Michel Basquiat, if you know him from the 80s scene. And he passed away from AIDS. He was an activist. Keith was an activist against AIDS as well. But yes, popularized in that graffiti subculture in New York City area. But he's native to Kutztown, Pennsylvania, and he has one of his sculptures there in a park. This kind of a vivid, bold sculpture of a dog, a man balancing on a dog. Check it out. It looks pretty cool. That's Collectible Kingdom moving to a new location. Probably not at 15 East Main Street in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. But if you go there, there might be a sign, or you can talk to someone there in Kutztown, Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Elgin. If you all out there watching and listening want to help support the show, that'd be really cool if you did.
Yeah,
there's lots of super cool, easy ways to do it too. Like tell your friends, leave 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
You can leave comments and stuff on Spotify now too. But one of the best ways is to go to enlistinthecore.com. That's our Patreon page. And there's different tiers over there, like bonus episodes, shout outs on the show, early access, exclusive chats with Elgin and I and the other core members. If you're more of a YouTube person, hit the join button down below. A lot of the same perks and tiers and things, and we'd really appreciate it if you at least check those out. Every little bit helps the show.
Definitely.
And like I said, one of those perks is shout outs on the show. And now we're going to shout out our core members, Tony Miller, Chris Turnip Simmons, Alex LaForest, comedian Bill Fisher, and Colin Bunn. Thank you guys so much for being core members. We appreciate it so much. And we love chatting with you every day in our chat. It's slow clap. He's slow clapping. Look out. I'll add that in later.
Oh, sweet.
All right. That's what I know. How you feel, Elg? You good?
I think I'm good.
At peace.
At peace. My soul is at peace with abandoning all that stuff.
You're just moving on to bigger.
I should probably stop saying abandoning.
Yeah, that's a lot of.
It feels very
connotation
weighty
with that word.
Yeah,
sounds worse.
But I think I'm fine with not collecting them.
You have no shortage of things to collect.
I just know what we should do with these baseball cards. We should sign them with our name and hand them out to people.
Yeah.
That's
pretty good.
The least worst, and then sign our name and just hand it out.
Yeah.
And they're like,
or at toy shows. We'll just go around.
Oh, even better.
Say this is signed, but you can have it. By me.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. We would just sign our own. Yeah. It'd be, and then not even talk and just when they're like, why are you doing it? Just no explanation whatsoever. Just
did I just meet a famous ball player? What happened?
Did I just meet Julio Franco? What?
It's possible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching and listening. We really appreciate it. Until next time, keep being awesome. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.